Hello, I'm J.S. Watts, and in this video I'm going to read you an extract from the opening chapter of my novel Elderlight, which is the third and final novel in the Witchlight series. So let us begin at the beginning. There was a small but concentrated and exceedingly bright explosion of white light, and a petite, if not to say short, smartly dressed woman appeared from nowhere in the middle of an unoccupied and distinctively designed office. She checked to make sure she was alone, and then walked briskly across the thick, sound-muffling, plain wool carpet. The office in question was, somewhat appropriately, shaped like a large pentagram. Across one wall, a large floor-to-ceiling plate-glass window provided a panoramic bird's-eye view over the snowy rooftops and skyscrapers of central London. It was not a view for those who did not like heights. A second wall, to the left of the London vista, boasted a cottage-style stable door and an old-fashioned multi-paned window that looked out over a snowy rural winter garden. A narrow path ran down the length of the garden from the door, weaved its way between a variety of bushes and evergreen shrubs, and finally disappeared into a snow-draped orchard. At the edge of the orchard, a short-haired black and white cat was entertaining itself in the deepest part of the snow with a member of the local rodent population. The cat was clearly enjoying itself, the mouse not so much. A third wall, to the right of the stunning London panorama, contained multiple well-stocked bookshelves and a polished mahogany solid wood door with antique brass fittings. The door was firmly closed, so no view beyond the third wall was currently visible. Opposite the closed door, and to the left of the cottage garden, a fourth wall boasted a similar shelving and door arrangement to the third wall. In this case, though, the door was a light wood, office-style door with a transparent glass panel running down its entire length on the right-hand side. Through the glass, anyone in the office could see out into a large, modern, open-plan reception area. Thick red carpet covered the reception floor, and the area was brightly lit, but without the benefit of windows. The reception area was deep underground. The fifth wall of the office had neither a door nor a window, but it did have many brightly filled bookshelves and, in the middle, a large roaring log fire. The smartly dressed woman was now seated at a sizable antique oak desk, her back to the cottage garden, and was enjoying the comforting heat the fire was putting out. Under the desk, elder Holly Beldam had kicked off her high-heeled shoes and was happily wiggling her toes in appreciation of the crackling flames. She reckoned she had 10 minutes of paperwork and passive fire appreciation before she needed to attend the amply titled International Witchery Conference Working Group that would be taking place down the corridor behind the firmly closed mahogany door in the wall to her left. As an elder of the Grand Coven of Great Britain, Ireland, and the Etheric Isles in their domain, the Coven liked long titles, and the head librarian of the Coven's large London-based library and document archive, Holly always had more than enough paperwork to attend to and more than a few meetings to attend. She reached for a thick folder of documents requiring her physical signature, just as two separate events occurred within seconds of one another. In Holly's experience, events rarely occurred sequentially and with reasonable breathing space in between. Rather, like London buses, they all rolled up at the same time. First there was a loud "pfft," followed by a burst of crimson light and the arrival in the office of a glamorous, glossily black-haired woman wearing a black Armani suit with vibrant scarlet piping edging the pockets and lapels of the tightly fitting jacket. Less than 2 seconds later, a male voice came through the witchcraft equivalent of the office intercom. "Hi, Holly. Crimson Caprice is on her way over to you for a brief chat prior to the working group meeting scheduled for 3:30. "Thanks, Marcus. Elder Graham is already here with me." "Whoops, sorry all." "No worries," said Caprice Graham. "I've grown quite fond of that old nickname over time." Holly grinned. "Except it's no longer as apposite as it used to be. The red content of your wardrobe has reduced considerably over the last 7 years." Capri shrugged. Covered expectations and all that. I've managed to keep some red amongst the black. She traced the scarlet piping around the lapels of her figure-hugging jacket with a glossy, bright red fingernail.